Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel Infinity Math. In today's video, let's learn simplifying fractions. Let's see how we add fractions, how we subtract them, how we multiply them, and then how to divide them. So let's learn all the basic four operations on fractions. Let's start with adding fractions. Let's take an example question. So 1 over 5 to be added to 2 over 5. So what is the answer? As you can see that both these fractions are having same denominator, which is 5. So in the answer, it also has the same denominator, which is 5. You just have to add the numerators. So 1 plus 2, which is 3. So the answer is 3 over 5. So whenever you have two fractions having same denominator, you just have to add the numerators. What if they have different denominators? Let's take an example question. Let's see 1 over 4 to be added to 3 over 5. So what is the answer? Now you see that these two are the fractions with the different denominator. And let's see how we add them. So in this case, the very first step we're going to do is you have to multiply the denominators. So here 4 and 5. So you just have to multiply 4 and 5. So 4 times 5 is 20. So that is the denominator of the answer. And in the next step, you do the cross multiplication. You multiply 1 by 5 and you write the answer here. 1 times 5, that's going to be 5. And you multiply 4 times 3. So 4 times 3 is 12. Now you add these two numbers. So 5 plus 12 is 17. So that's the numerator. So the answer is 17 divided by 20. So 1 over 4 added to 3 over 5, the answer is 17 over 20. What if the fractions are mixed fractions? What if they are mixed numbers? How do you add them? Let's see the example question. Let's take 1 over 2 added to 2 3 over 5. Let's see how we add them. So in this, the first step is, as these are the mixed numbers, you need to convert them into improper fractions. The first step you're going to do is you multiply 1 and 2. So it is 1 times 2. And then you're going to add that to 1. So it's going to be 1 times 2 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. So 3 over 2. So that's the first fraction. And that should be added to, now the same thing, you're going to multiply 2 and 5. So it's 2 times 5, which is 10. And then you're going to add 10 to 3. So plus 3. So 2 times 5 is 10. 10 times 3 is 13. So you write 13 divided by 5. So you have just converted the mixed numbers into improper fractions. Now how do we add them? Again, you can look at that both of these are having different denominators. So what's the first step? You multiply these two denominators, right? So now 2 times 5, that's going to be 10. That's the denominator. And now you're going to do the cross multiplication. So 3 times 5, that's 15. And then you do 2 times 13, that's 26. Now you add these two numbers. So 15 plus 26, that's going to be 41. So the answer is 41 divided by 10. But you always have to write the improper fraction into a mixed number. So you divide 41 by 10. So 10 times 4 is 40. And then 1 is left over. So you get 4 1 over 10. So this is the final answer. So when I add 1 1 over 2 plus 2 3 over 5, the answer is 4 1 over 10. This is the way to add the mixed numbers. Now let's learn how do we subtract fractions. Let's take an example question. Let's see 7 over 8 minus 1 over 8. So what is the answer? As you can see, these two are fractions having same denominator. Just like the addition, you just have to write the same denominator and then you subtract the numerators. So 7 minus 1, that's going to be 6. So you write 6 over 8. And you can still simplify this fraction. So 2 times 3 is 6. So 3 goes on the top. And 2 times 4 is 8. 3 over 4. That's the simplified answer to 6 over 8. So 7 over 8 minus 1 over 8. The answer is 3 over 4. Let's take another example. What if the fractions are having different denominator? Example 5 over 6 minus 1 over 5. So what is the answer? Same like addition, you just have to multiply the denominators. So 6 times 5. And you write the answer here. 6 times 5 is 30. So 30 goes here. And now you do the cross multiplication. So 5 times 5, that's going to be 25. And then 6 times 1, that's going to be 6. So you subtract 25 and 6. So 25 minus 6, that's going to be 19. So your answer is 19 over 30. 5 over 6 minus 1 over 5, that's going to be 19 over 30. What if they are mixed numbers? Let's see an example. What if they are, say, 2 1/3 to be subtracted with 1 1/4? So what is the answer in this? To do this, again you have to convert the mixed numbers into improper fractions. So 2 times 3, you multiply 2 and 3, and then you're going to add that to 1. So 2 times 3 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. So you get 7 over 3. That should be subtracted. And then you can see that the second one, again the same thing. 1 times 4, you multiply 1 and 4. And now you're going to add that to 1, which would be 1 times 4 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. You write 5 over 4. So we just converted them into improper fractions. Now how do we subtract them? Again, you can see these two are having different denominators. Again, the same thing. You're going to multiply the denominators. So 3 times 4. So that's going to be 12. So 12 goes here. And now you do the cross multiplication. 7 times 4 is 28. And then 3 times 5 is 15. You subtract both these numbers. 28 minus 15. That's going to be 13. So the answer is 13 divided by 12. But, this is an improper fraction. You always have to convert into a mixed number. How do you do that? So divide 13 by 12. 12 times 1 is 12 and 1 left over. So that's going to be 1 over 12. So that's going to be the mixed number. So the final answer should be 1 over 12. This is the way we subtract the mixed numbers. Let's learn how do we multiply the fractions. Let's take an example. Say 1/3 to be multiplied by 1/4. So what is the answer? So to multiply the fractions, it's pretty easy. We just have to multiply the numerator with the numerator and then the denominator with the denominator. So it's basically 1 times 1 is 1 and then 3 times 4 is 12. So the answer is 1 over 12. Is it cool, right? So it's pretty easy to multiply the fractions. Let's take another example. How do we multiply 3/4 by 1/5? So to do this, again the same thing. You're going to multiply numerator with the numerator and denominator with the denominator. So 3 times 1 gonna be 3, divided by 4 times 5 is 20. So the answer is 3 over 20. So it's pretty easy to multiply the fractions. What if there is a whole number in the fraction? For example, say what is 1/3 times 5? How do you multiply 1/3 and 5? So in this, when you're multiplying 1/3 by 5, you just write 5 as 5 over 1. Again, you do the same thing. So the same thing is again you multiply numerator with numerator and then denominator with the denominator. So that's going to be 1 times 5 is 5 over 3 times 1 is 3. So you get 5 over 3. And you know you have to again convert into a mixed number. So 3 times 1 is 3, 2 left over. So you get 2 over 3. So it's 1, 2 over 3. So that's the final answer. Now let's learn how to divide fractions. As you all remember that division is the opposite of multiplication. You already know that. So now let's see how we divide that fractions. Say for example we are dividing 4 over 5 to be divided by 1 over 2. So what is the answer? So as you remember that division is the opposite of multiplication. So what you're going to do is you're going to write the same fraction like at the beginning you see 4 over 5. You write the same fraction 4 over 5 and you see the division but you change it to multiplication since you know that division is the opposite of multiplication. And now you're going to flip the second fraction. So what are you going to do? How do you flip it? So 1 over 2 to be flipped as 2 over 1. So you write 1 over 2 as 2 over 1. Now again you need to just multiply these two. You already know how to multiply them, right? You just have to multiply the numerators and then you multiply denominator with the denominator. So that's going to be 4 times 2 is 8 and then 5 times 1 going to be 5. So that is 8 over 5. But if you convert into a mixed number, so when you divide 8 by 5, 5 times 1 is 5, 3 left over, so you get 1 3/5. So that's going to be the answer when we divide 4 over 5 and then 1 over 2. Let's take another example. How do we divide a fraction, say 2/3, by a whole number? So 2/3 divided by 5. How do we do this? Again, remember, division is the opposite of multiplication. So in the first step, you write the same fraction here, 2/3, and you write the division symbol the same. But there is a whole number, 5, but you can write the whole number as a fraction. So 5 you can write as 5 over 1. Now again the same thing. How do we divide these two? The first step is you write down the first fraction the same. So that's going to be 2/3. And now you change division into multiplication, right? Even though it's division, but we're going to multiply since division is the opposite of multiplication. So now you're going to do, you're going to flip this second fraction. So you're going to write 5 over 1 as 1 over 5. You write this as 1 over 5 and then you multiply. So you all know how to multiply the fractions. You multiply the numerator by the numerator and denominator by the denominator. So which would be 2 times 1 is 2 and then 3 times 5 is 15. So the answer is 2 over 15, right? So whenever you divide the fractions, you always have to change the division symbol into multiplication, but you need to flip the second fraction. That's more important. Okay? Alright. Thanks for watching. I hope this math video was actually useful. If yes, please share your thoughts below. If you found this helpful, don't forget to give us a big thumbs up. And of course, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss more fun and easy math tricks. See you in the next video.